What's up, everybody? This is Jason from Two Cats on a Couch, and today we're going to be watching the new movie, The Munsters. Before we dive into this movie, I kind of wanted to give a quick background to why I think this movie might not be that bad. First and foremost, the movie is directed by Rob Zombie, which, truth be told, caught me totally off guard. But even more than that, what caught me off guard was this movie's rated PG, which is really not in the wheelhouse of Rob Zombie, whose other films includes House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, whether you like it or not,
Halloween! The best ones!
Rob Zombie has pretty much been known as a horror fan's director. Whether you like the films or not, that is his wheelhouse. But if you know the man and know kind of his lineage and his passions and his drives, I think you're gonna understand where I'm coming from, where I'm thinking this movie might not be terrible. And what I mean by that is I like looking at movies like by Robert Rodriguez and Takashi Miike, who really kind of bounce around from genre to genre, but the one thing they're consistently good at is story and character. Take Robert Rodriguez, for example. He'll do a movie like From Dusk Till Dawn, which is ultra violent and vampires, and then he'll do Peach Girl and Lava Boy. And then he'll do Machete, which is over the top and violent and action and comedy. And then he'll do Once Upon a Time in Mexico, which is kind of like a modern day exploitation film. And then he'll do Spy Kids, and he'll do all these kids films. But the one thing that's consistent through his films, and Spy Kids is not really in my wheelhouse of enjoyment, but I'm not gonna say it's a bad movie, because it hits its target audience perfectly. It was an enjoyable time. He understands character. He understands character development. He understands plot and how to tell that plot. The same thing with Takashi Miike. That motherfucker does, what, like 3 films a year? That dude is a machine. And he doesn't stay in one genre. He'll bounce around from body horror films to kids adventure films to exploitation mafia movies to video game adaptations. Like, he'll bounce around everywhere, and they're consistently pretty good because he understands character, he understands the source material of his desired story, and he understands how to tell a story. This is kind of how I feel with Rob Zombie. So not only is he understanding the genre of horror as a whole, the dude is a massive fan of 1930s, 1940s style thematic horror films, like the Universal Munsters. And that's basically exactly what the Munsters was based on. It was based on the Universal Monsters of Frankenstein's monster or whatever. Like, I don't know. From now on, I just want to put this out there. It's canon, that little the fake paragraph someone wrote inside Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Oh yeah, it's okay. You can call me Frankenstein. I don't mind.
It was pretty, so that's canon from now on. So you have Frankenstein, you have Bride of Frankenstein, you have the vampire, Dracula, you have the werewolf, you have, I think, Creature from the Black Lagoon was in the show. It's been a long time since I've watched the TV show. The idea is that Rob Zombie knows the source material. He has a huge passion for this old school horror, and I think it's a pretty cool thing that he's wanting to remake a TV show into a modern telling that's based on the things that he loves. So I'm guaranteeing he grew up with the Munsters and just fucking loved it. So now this is probably a passion project for him. It has to be, because the trailer was garbage.
Rob Zombie, the director of House of a Thousand Corpses, Halloween, and The Devil's Rejects, brings you the greatest love story ever told.
I don't like the sound of that.
Here we go.
All right, so I just wanted to get my thoughts out before we watch the movie. We're gonna watch the movie and come back right after this. What do you think the movie's gonna be like?
Bad, but I have high hopes. Oh, I see it. That's cool.
We should make movies. So we watched Munsters.
Yes.
What were you expecting going into it? Because you really didn't have any thoughts.
You don't notice. I'm looking completely off camera.
Where are you looking?
At my Kill My Plants sign.
Oh yeah, me too now.
Let's do the whole review looking at that. Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Okay, we should totally stop doing this.
Okay. Hey guys. Potato piecing.
Potato? Potato?
Hi Jimmy. Munsters.
What did you think before you were going into it? Because you mentioned
I was
halfway
absolutely gobsmacked when you said it was Rob Zombie. I was like, oh, Ron Howard. Oh, that guy who does the Barbie movies. Like made-for-TV Barbie movies. And then you said, no, it's Rob Zombie. And I was oh, God. And then I was like, well, you know. And then you explained all of our previous thoughts.
Yeah.
So now that we've watched it, like, I don't know what I was expecting. I feel like I was expecting
Well,
something
hold on. Before we jump
better?
into it, let's talk about everything else. Now, you didn't have like a long history of watching the Munsters. You said you would watch it on like Nick at Night.
Yeah, like I grew up watching it, but it was, it was on Nick at Night. It was a black and white show. I knew it was supposed to be funny and hokey and stuff, but I liked it. I liked the Addams Family better.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Addams Family and the Munsters kind of had a very, very, very similar thing.
What? Hold on. You keep talking.
Jesus, dog wants the bone. Is it really that far over there? Okay, are you happy?
Take it and run. Let us do our show.
So the Addams Family and the Munsters had a very similar like aesthetic.
Yes.
But one was actual monsters and the other was just
Gothy people.
creepy people.
Yeah, gothy people. But very much. Okay, yeah, and we're not going to get into the Addams Family.
I always sided with the Munsters as a kid because I always thought it was more like I liked monsters. I liked the horror aspect more than just, oh, it's creepy. I like the idea of things that ate people. I like the monster under the stairs.
They don't eat people.
No, I know, but like I was always a horror movie fan. So it was like
Yeah.
I sided with that more. So I used to watch the Munsters all the time. Granted, my knowledge, my memory is not
that good. Yeah, I don't have a good knowledge either. I mean, I even was like, oh, Sheri Moon, is she, she's playing Morticia? And then you looked at me and I was like, nope, that's the other one.
Yeah.
And I couldn't think of her name. So, like, that's how much I know. I know Herman and his laugh. Yeah. Like, I know that. I know what he looks like. I know Grandpa. We both thought that the werewolf was their son.
Okay, so I was actually reading like trivia on this
Yeah.
during the movie, and it said this is the only remake. And there's been a few remakes. There's been Mockingbird Lane. There's been the 1995 Here Come the Munsters and Munsters Come Home and Munsters
so
Leave.
other
and all this thing.
remakes.
This is the only version without the kid, without Eddie.
Okay, so I mean, so our knowledge was not that great going into it, but I was kind of like, okay, Jason, give him a break. Maybe Rob Zombie wants to make something fun and hokey that's still based in horror but isn't scary, that has some comedy to it. I don't know, and I kind of feel like that's what he did. Like, oh, it was so cheesy, the jokes and the dialogue.
So what's the movie about? What's the movie about?
Herman being created.
All right,
The brain is stolen, and then Herman's created, and Lily and Herman fall in love. It's their courtship. It's how it starts up.
That's basically the story. It's
really kind of sweet on that aspect, and Herman is the best thing. Yeah, it's a prequel.
It's a prequel. You get to learn how Herman came to be. You get to learn where Lily was at in life, and then when they fall in love, they grow up. Like they. Thank you.
That felt good.
that water felt good.
Yeah, liquid death.
Does it feel cool to have
Liquid Death, if you want to sponsor us, I will take free water. Cool. I love this water, but it's too expensive to buy.
So it's a story of basically how they came to be and then how they came to America from Transylvania. And woof!
Rob Zombie, your Munsters remake. Woof.
So
really, really woof.
But
fun.
So
I guess.
Here's the thing: is you nailed it right on the head right in the beginning. Was
it's a Nickelodeon movie.
It felt like a Nickelodeon cartoon.
It felt like when people are like, "Ooh, are you afraid of the dark? Those are so scary." Oh, the Munsters from Nickelodeon. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's cheesy. It's like
over the top.
But it's not meant for kids. It's meant for people our age.
Well, I don't know.
Because it has Sonny and Cher jokes in it.
Well, okay.
It has. It's meant for people that know these old references. Kids today aren't going to watch this and be like, ah, ha, ha,
Yeah, but then you have movies
He's
like
drinking
Shrek,
blood.
which is designed for kids, but they have
But it has
the
adult jokes. But this doesn't have kids jokes.
But
They're not funny. But it has, like, they would watch that whole Sonny and Cher, that 5-minute joke, and fall asleep.
Long.
It's not meant for kids. I think it's meant for.
I think it is meant for kids
people
because
our age.
I think it's meant for kids and the parents with the kids. We can't do a show
my
without
cat in a
cats.
box.
Fucking something.
Guys, you know what you're signing up for. We have a lot of pets. Just get over it.
Sorry.
Get over it, Jay.
I'm over it.
Okay.
Okay.
So maybe it is meant for kids, like people our age
Yeah.
and our kids.
Yes,
but
exactly. And
I felt like some of the
people our age.
jokes weren't even suitable for kids.
They were dumb. It
Really, really cheesy.
easily the first 20 minutes is.
We were kind of
really
doubting.
rough.
Yeah, and we've turned off movies.
This
one we didn't
pretty
turn off,
rare
though.
we've turned off movies.
The last Thanksgiving dinner.
No, we watched that whole thing all the way
We
through.
did not.
Yes, we did. I know how it ends.
Oh God, you're right.
The last Thanksgiving dinner, we know how it ends. I think the last movie
vampire alive.
on
Earth.
Earth. Last Vampire on Earth.
We didn't get through that. We need to try it again.
We
though.
do need to try it again, but
Like we got bigger balls now.
I
We
think
got
I
to
need
get
more
through it.
people to like
We've
laugh
never
through
needed
that.
more people.
That's
we
true.
can do this.
We've watched some real bad shit. Anyway,
we tried it with more
so
people.
this
Maybe
just
better
felt
alone.
to be
Feels half-assed.
To be completely
but
honest,
also trying too
the
hard.
first half felt really weird.
Really
but
weird.
the second half, I was into it. I was so into it. It felt like coming home to like an old friend. I was really. I was enjoying it. I was
the
loving
humor
it.
made you feel familiar and
Well-
nostalgic, or because why?
I think it's because like I started seeing the characters more as the characters I remember. Like in the beginning, they're not
Okay.
the characters. So there's actually
they're not.
There's character development throughout the movie, so they get to where they are at
Where
the
we
show.
know them
And the movie is
already.
basically a prequel, like leading up to where the show starts. And I think that's really, really cool because there are a multitude of different ways this movie could have been
This is
done.
going to end poorly.
And I think, well, we don't have a camera over there, so we can't really talk about
No,
it.
Rex is in a box and
It's
Maggie
not-
is
that's
sniffing
Yuki.
him. Yuki's in a box.
Yuki's in a box.
It's my Yuki in a box.
My Yuki in a box.
Yuki in a box.
I think we're gonna get demonetized.
So
for
Herman,
that. Herman.
as cheesy as he is,
Oh.
like he's the best part.
And-
Grandpa is second best.
I'd say
And then that wizard guy, that goblin-y guy at the beginning,
the goblin.
he was
guy?
third best.
No, I think Sheri Moon.
Sherry Moon is so bad,
She did
guys.
so good
Rob Zombie, Sherry
at the
Moon, I'm
half
sorry.
mark.
Like, I know that you want to be a good director and you're funny. And I know that you want to be a good actress and you're just, Jason says you'll do anything. I respect that.
I love
But you
that.
are so bad of an actress.
Oh, don't. Your mic's tilting.
So bad of an actress.
I think
she's
was good.
hot as hell, and she has to be. And why is she not in anyone else's movies except her husband's?
Why not?
Because she's not good.
I don't mind her.
And he's like, sure, babe, I'll cast you.
She knows what she is.
She
She's
knows
not
what she is, I know.
She's not trying to do a
She's
role like
not trying, you're
Monster.
right.
She's not trying to do a role that's like an Academy Award winning
You're right,
thing.
she's not trying.
She-
She's literally just looking cute in front of the camera.
I disagree. I think in this movie, she really tried to be Lily
She
Munster.
was so over the top.
I will
Lily
say
Munster
the
was not
beginning-
that over the top.
She was.
Well, Marilyn, I have 6 or 7 ads circled here. I want to get started early. Would you come upstairs with me and help me choose something nice to wear to the interviews? I want to look my very best.
Well, I hope you don't take the things my father says to heart. He's a bit old-fashioned and has a tendency to go straight for the jugular.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Oh, I didn't mean it literally. Although, to be safe, wear high-collared shirts while you are getting to know each other.
She was like
Hold on.
doing this, and then she sees Herman, and she's like, oh.
Yeah. The first
Wow.
half, no one felt like
Anyone.
they had
like they
gotten
should have been.
their thing yet.
Grandpa did.
The back's out again. Oh.
I'm wondering if they kind of shot the movie in order, and then halfway through the production,
found
they were
themselves?
like, "Oh, we got the rhythm. I've watched enough
Okay.
of this. I've got the character down." Because it literally feels like two different movies, where like the first half is like real Nickelodeon, and then the second half is like, okay, I like
The first three quarters.
Fourth.
The fourth.
The last
fourth.
quarter is actually really entertaining.
We know math.
We're really good at math.
3/4 of it was bad. 1/3 of it was good.
Yeah. But that last fourth like changed my opinion of the entire movie, where I want to actually go back and rewatch the movie again.
So are you going to recommend it? And if so, with what caveats?
I'm going to recommend it with a caveat.
Yeah. And to who?
One, you have to have seen the Munsters TV show. And not just one episode. I would highly say...
We need to find an episode for free on like Roku or something.
We
and just
have
watch
them
it and
all
see.
upstairs.
Okay.
I have them all on DVD. And
I
just never
guarantee you it's on some of those smart channel
Yeah.
TVs
So-
or TV channels.
The
So
free
we're going to
ones you
watch
get?
it again. Jason was like, oh, I think... Like now this makes me want to watch one of the episodes again and see
how close
true
it
to it
was,
it was. Because you're right, our memory is not good. Not to people who've never heard of the Munsters.
No,
not to people who want a Rob Zombie movie.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, caveat number one, you have to have seen the Munsters, at least with a working knowledge of who people are.
And not
the
hated it
idea.
though, because
And
if you
not
hated it, you're
yes.
really gonna hate this.
Two, you can't go into this thinking it's a Rob Zombie.
Oh, it's that awesome
movie.
director that did Halloween and Devil's Rejects, because it is not. Because you love the Devil's Rejects and the House of a Thousand Corpses.
I like the
you
Devil's
really
Rejects
respect
more
those.
than House of
I
a
know,
Thousand Corpses.
but out of his 5 movies that I know he's made,
there's a lot
2
more than that.
Halloweens, 2 of the ones that we just named, and then this one.
Yeah.
Oh God, 3.
Well, he did 3
Rob,
of the
what
Devil's...
are you doing?
I'm...
3 of the Devil's Rejects series?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, what was the 3rd one called? No, we watched it together and we were
did.
all kind of like, ooh, that was not good.
I didn't say it was good. I said there was a 3rd.
Yeah. If you've seen his movies
Yeah.
and you're like, I would like to watch this one because it'll be similar, it won't. Turns out he also knows cheesy hokey, like with the hearts behind their heads and the zigzags when they make him.
Apparently,
like, he
he's
had
a
some
giant
good creative. He had some good creative
that's
choices.
why he did this project, because he was a giant
You'd have
fan.
to be.
Him
you
and
can,
Sheri are
and
both
you can
fans.
tell.
You can tell.
I think they fancy themselves a Munsters couple. You know how people
Yes.
how they're like, oh, you're my Joker, I'm your Harley. You're my Gomez, I'm your Morticia.
You're my
He's
Herman.
like, you're my Lily,
Lily.
and you're my Herman and I'm your Lily.
Yeah.
So I think they fancy themselves the Munsters,
And
which in real life, like I would watch a reality show
I
of
would
them
too.
being
Being that kind of cute.
Yeah,
I
like
would in a
being that
heartbeat.
kind of married.
With no conflict,
so
no stress.
he's
just
a big fan of this, and maybe
being
he made
sweet.
it as a love letter to him and his wife's obsession
Passion.
and nostalgia with this
Yeah.
franchise. So
And
I
for
respect
that fact, I love that. I love
respect
that
that.
he loved doing something. He loved something, so he wants to make something about it. That's,
I mean,
that's
dude
like
doesn't need
end
money.
all be all reason for making art.
He's got that white zombie money. He doesn't need the money.
Probably.
Actually, that white zombie money probably dried up
White
years
zombie
ago.
mummy?
White zombie mummy? We gotta say that fast. White zombie money.
1965, yeah.
I think the movie's called Thunder Kiss 1969. Correct me if I'm wrong. 1965. I think it's 65.
That one just got demonetized.
I don't know what you say. That can't be a joke. I don't get it. We're not monetized.
No, we're not. You got to have 1,000 subs and 4,000 watched hours.
All right.
What are we as of today?
Show your boobs, Jay. Get those. Take that top off. Take that top off. Look at Jimmy. Look at Jimmy.
That will get us more and more views.
He's so cute, guys.
As of today, how many subs?
Less than 20.
We have a massive 17.
Guys, this is big though because before it was just me and Jay.
That was pretty
and now
cool.
there's other
Yeah.
people and you're all our friends. I know, and we appreciate it and thank
Yeah,
you.
we love you guys.
So yes, we'd recommend this, but only to certain people. So go into it knowing that.
Yeah.
Your 5-year-old is probably not going to get a kick out of
Your
it.
5-year-old's probably going to get bored real quick.
Yeah, and like your mom who watched this when all of the TV was black and white. She's probably not going to get it.
Yeah.
But if you're in that sweet spot in the middle where you get these kind of
Gen
jokes,
X,
you watch
yeah.
I think you'll like it. Herman, who I don't know the actor's name, but like he stole the show. That dude.
Oh, he was great.
He was just
was so good.
He had the laugh, he had the walk, he had presence.
First class, baby.
Although it was a bit strange when all the other first-class passengers moved to the back of the plane.
Lily, my darling, how many times must I remind you, the average person isn't accustomed to being around people of such fine breeding, up close and personal.
I liked him.
Him and Sheri.
And their dynamic together.
Their dynamic was fantastic.
Yeah.
And Grandpa Rock.
Grandpa was
the actor,
spot
I am not
on.
good at the actors' names. We could have it on the TV right now, but
What
of course
we're
we don't
gonna
want
do
to.
is just put them right
Yeah,
here.
right, exactly.
Yeah, this blank spot, I'll leave it blank.
I love
for
that
the
you're
credits.
just giving me more work to do in post.
You want to be monetized, don't you? Give the people. If that doesn't get us money, I don't know what will. It makes us laugh like
That shit
hell.
wakes us up at like 2 o'clock in the morning when she brings a sparkle ball to bed.
It's not good television, and I'm sorry. But it's a fun show.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fun movie.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as you thought it would be, but
It's not. But yeah, it was a hell of a lot of fun. Like and sub.
Stop saying that. We can't be those people. I don't want to be those people.
Are we getting
They're
tacos
so annoying.
tonight?
Yeah, we're gonna get
Chinese?
tacos. No.
Tacos.
Chinese tacos.
Chinese tacos?
Yeah.
Done.
Okay.